Hi guys, it's Nancy, and I have the May Spellbinders Club kits that I get to show you. Super excited. This is some very beautiful stuff, and let's get into it. Okay, first things first is the May 2024 wax seal of the month. I've already done them ahead of time just to try to make this video go a little bit faster. So first thing is you get a full bag of matcha pearlized wax beads. So every month you get a wax seal and you get the wax beads, and this is the color. It is a beautiful pearlized wax, and here you can see the wax seal. It is called Tropical High. It is an oval wax seal. You get the full wax seal. Like I said, I already did it ahead of time. I love this one. I just got back from a trip to Aruba, so this is right in line. I'm trying to get back into making my scrapbook. I'm so far behind, you guys, but this is beautiful, and it actually has a big, beautiful leaf, and it has high and a beautiful floral flower on there. So here is what it looks like when you make it. Okay, and I tried to do some of my gold pen on there, but I did a little overboard on the gold pen. It still looks pretty, but that's what it looks like without the gold. Deco marker is what I use, Deco color marker. But there you can see it done. And there it is with the gold marker all over it. But that is the May wax seal of the month. So here it is. Whoops, when you get it, you can sign up on the 6th of the month. If you are already a member of a club, you can sign up now. If you are new, you can sign up on the 6th of the month. Tropical High is the name of it, and you get matcha 100 wax beads. It is a pearlized color, and so that is the wax seal of the month. Okay, so that is that. I also get the 3D embossing folder of the month, and again, this is the theme of the month: tropical leaves, birds. This is the folder, so let's see what that looks like. The 3D embossing folder of the month. You can use that in any embossing machine. I have the Spellbinders scrapbook.com platinum machine. Speaking of platinum machine, there is a new metallic purple machine coming out. You can start pre-ordering that on May 6th. I will have the link. I am going to get the new smaller machine called the Scout. That is the 3.5-inch machine. If you have been looking for a purple platinum machine, I will have the link. You can pre-order it starting May 6th. Okay, to do the 3D machine, you will need the platform A. Okay, and then you're going to need the 3D plate. Okay, and then you're going to need your 3D embossing folder. So I do A, 3D embossing folder, and D. Okay, and we're going to crank that through. So if you've been looking for a new die cutting machine, this will be your 6-inch machine. It is available for pre-order for club members starting May 6th. Okay, so the same time you can sign up for these clubs is the same time you can pre-order the new purple machine. You can get it in a now 3.5-inch machine, which is called the Scout, the 6-inch machine, which is the same size I'm using here, or the big machine, which is the 8.5-inch machine, which I do have, unless you are a scrapbooker or you use big dies or multiple dies. I don't honestly think you need that machine. I very rarely use it. This is the size that I recommend, which is the 8.5-inch machine. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me just measure this before I open my mouth. 6.5-inch machine, right? 6.5-inch. 6.5-inch machine. Yes, 6.5. I don't know why I was saying 8.5. 8.5 is the big one. So if you are a scrapbooker or you use very large dies, which most people do not do, card makers, this is the most frequently used bought size machine. So if you are looking to do glimmering, Betterpress, average size, I would say go with this size, which is the 6.5-inch. Okay, this is the most widely used machine. It will work with every other size die cutting dies that you are using out there. embossing folders, 3D embossing folders. It will work with your glimmer. It will work with your Betterpress. All of that, which I'm going to be doing glimmering here in a second. 3D embossing folders, regular embossing folders. It is universal with other dyes, all of that. It's just going to be purple. And if you don't need a die cutting machine and you just want purple, that's totally up to you, okay? It will work with all of your other Spellbinders adapter plates. So if you already have these, it will come with these new adapter plates. So yes, it will come with the new adapter plates. It will come with the new 3D adapter plates. It will come with new cutting plates. Yes. So it will come with all of that. Do you need a new die cutting machine? Absolutely not. Do you need to have a purple machine? Absolutely not. I'm not endorsing that you have to have that. I'm getting the new 3.5 machine just because it will be easy if you just need to have something small to die cut, something little, because this is kind of hefty in weight. Absolutely. The bigger one, I don't think anybody has to have the bigger one. Obviously, I was sent the bigger one because I am on the design team. The bigger one is nice if you do a lot of mass producing bigger die cutting, or again, if you do scrapbooking or you do big die cutting, like a lot of people do purse dies or scrapbooking dies or big dies, making big things, then you might need a bigger die cutting machine. But I think the majority of people do not need the bigger one, and I think a lot of people don't need to have the small one. It's nice to travel with the small one. If you do cropping, the small one is, again, just something, it's a 3.5 inch one. So the small one, the opening on the small one is only going to be this big, 3.5 inches. So it's very small. And that's if you're just going to be die cutting very small pieces. Okay. So, like little sentiments and things like that. So if you were to get the small one, you cannot use the Betterpress. You cannot use the Letterpress in the small one. But if I just wanted to cut out little dies like sentiments, I could cut out little dies like this for the sentiments with that, but I would not be able to cut something if this were a die and I were cutting this. I could not cut this big thing out with the die. I could only use the 6.5 inch one for the die. So that's what the difference is with that one. That's going to be available for pre-order starting on May 6th. It's a metallic light purple, so I will have that available for you. Anyway, back to the new club kits. This is the 3D embossing folder. Let's talk about the Betterpress and the glimmer. I'm going to show you the glimmer and we're going to do the Betterpress here in a second. So the glimmer is a glimmer with an available layering stencil. It looks like a lotus flower to me. So here is the available stencil. It's a 2-piece stencil. I'm going to put the flower onto, it doesn't look like there's a die. So the glimmer is going to come with this magenta fuchsia flower hot foil. Remember, this is only for hot foil machines. So the glimmer, go press and foil, or the foil press. It comes with a full roll of foil, and you are going to get 3 hot foil plates, your large flower. And it says, trying to read this backwards, sending best wishes and thinking of you, 2 dies to cut out the sentiments, and this large flower. So I'm going to put this on the glimmer to warm up. Ooh, that is very big. It is huge. And we're not going to do the sentiments right now. We're just going to do that. So we're going to let that warm up. While that's warming up, I might as well do the Betterpress, right? Since we have our machine out. So the Betterpress is our letterpress plate. Look at these cute cockatoos. They're cockatoos, right? And then again, we're carrying on with this tropical bird jungle theme here with the green foliage, some flowers here. It's called Wild and Free, and there are 2 Betterpress plates. You get the foliage, and then you get the sentiment in the center, which you can press separate. It says, be wild and free on your birthday. Now, remember, you can also foil this. So you can hot foil this, or you can letterpress it. I'm going to letterpress it separate. Since it is a big plate, I'm going to bring in a 8.5 by 11 sheet of Betterpress paper. I'm going to cut it in half with my Spellbinders trimmer to 5.5 by 11. Now, how we do the letterpress is we bring in our Betterpress. If you are looking to get something for mom for Mother's Day or a friend who is into crafting, you can also purchase gift cards to Spellbinders and let them decide what they want to get. You don't have to pick out something, but you can get gift cards and maybe they go and purchase a machine or a Betterpress or some new Betterpress inks. This is my Betterpress platform. I have a piece of press and seal wrapped around mine. I believe I only have 2 shims in here. Nope, I only have 1 shim in here right now. Press and seal wrapped around mine. I'm going to put my plate in the middle. You can see it's a very large plate. It's a little bit larger than 5.5 by 4.25. And I'm going to ink that up just in black ink. And I'm going to use my new larger Betterpress black ink pad. Because this, we're going to do the whole plate in black. Makes it so much faster now that we have a larger black ink pad. You can use archival inks, really any kind of pigment ink, but these are nice permanent inks, large black. And I have a little piece of sticky grid, which is non-permanent adhesive. I'm just going to put that on there. And then we're going to run that through our platinum machine. Soon you guys will have a purple one. I'm going to stick with this one because there's nothing wrong with mine. One pass through. Okay, that's very nice. And then my glimmer should be done, so I'll be able to run that through. Look how nice and crisp and clear that is. Now people say, well, what is the appeal of the Betterpress? Well, you can't see it on camera, but not only do we have an impression, but that is also pressed into the paper. So I know that you guys can't see, but the recipient will be able to feel that that is pressed into the paper. So there's a dimension to this as well. I'm going to move this off to the side. We're going to color this in, but we're going to bring in our glimmer. So that is our letterpress. I did that without the sentiment this time. But our glimmer machine is also done warming up, so our hot foil is done. So one is done with ink and pressed into soft paper. So there's a 3D element to it. And we need a piece of paper for that. Normally I have paper pre-cut up here. Do I have any paper? Oh, I think it's my lucky day. I think I do have a piece of paper cut. Although this is pretty large. I might need to cut a piece of paper for this one. And when you get your foil, there's a little piece of sticker, a little round sticker there that you need to remove or cut. There on the foil. And I just carefully try to take an X-Acto knife and try to get under there and just try to carefully peel that up. as best as you can. And you want that as large as your foil plate. I don't know if my piece of paper is large enough. Is it? Just barely. I think we're warm enough there. Okay. And so once your timer is done flashing, you're going to run that through. I don't know, we might not be hot enough here. Let me take a little peek here. I think we lost some heat waiting on my time. I think we're okay. And there are many clubs. There's a small die of the month, large die of the month, stamp of the month, stamp and die of the month. Look how beautiful that is. I recommend checking out my friends, Stationery by Justine, Tracy Schultz, Melanie Smith. They all also get different versions. These are just the 4 that I get, okay? So look how beautiful that foiled. Beautiful. So this is Glimmer of the Month, which is going to give you the large glimmer. You always get a full roll of foil. You're also going to get the 2 sentiments to foil and the 2 dies to die cut. And then I believe if you would like to purchase the stencils are normally an option to purchase. So let's see what those look like and what you can do with those. I'm seeing if there is a number. It does not look like there is a number or indication on the stencils. But it looks like the wider side of the stencil goes on the left, from what I can tell. To me, it looks like a lotus, so I'm going to go with like a lighter purple color. So I've got Catherine Pooler Frosted for my first layer here. Hey, kind of looks like the new color of the new platinum machine. Okay, that's for the first layer of my stencil. Very pretty. And then for the second layer, again, I want the stem on the left side, and I'm going to go in with Catherine Pooler's Serenade. A little bit darker purple. Pretty. Could have probably used a little bit heavier hand on that darker purple, but that's okay. You can see it. And then for the stem, just going to line that up. I have some VersaFine Clair, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Spellbinders has started carrying VersaFine Clair inks. They are a pigment ink, so they do work really well with Betterpress inks. Just remember, it's a little bit thicker ink pad, so it's juicy, so a little bit goes a long way. And it takes a minute, just a second longer for that ink to dry. And I'm going to grab my Spellbinders little bristle brush here and just go into the stencil and carefully apply that ink. This is the color Shady Lane. So you just want to be careful you don't smear that ink. Just give it an extra second to dry because it's a pigment ink, so it just takes an extra second. And there we go. That is the May Glimmer of the Month flower foiling plate with the additional layering stencils. And remember, you get a whole roll of foil. That is the fuchsia flower foil. It also comes with 2 sentiments and dies to cut out. I didn't use the sentiments, but the sentiments are sending... Let me read those to you again. Sending best wishes with the die to cut that out, and thinking of you with the die to cut that out. So you do get 3 glimmer plates and 2 dies to cut those out, plus the full roll of foil. And then if you wanted the layering dies, layering stencils, I believe the stencils are going to be an additional purchase to get those. So you'll want to add that to your cart if you want to purchase those. But you do get the hot foil plate, the 2 sentiments, and the 2 dies. So you get all of the plates and the foil to create this look. And then if you want the stencils, I believe the stencils are going to be an additional purchase. So that is the Glimmer of the Month. This is the Wax Seal of the Month. Okay. The 3D Embossing Folder of the Month. Let's see what that looks like. Let's put some ink on that since we have some of this ink out already. Let me move this out of the way here. Because I think when you add ink, it really just makes those embossing folders pop. I think we can put a card together here. Maybe we can put 2 cards together. So it's really simple to add some ink. You can use the brayer method, or you can use a dirty brush. Never clean my blending brushes, and you really don't need to clean them, but So I'm going to take some of this VersaFine Clair in Green Oasis. And look at how much of a difference that makes, just adding a little bit of that green onto those leaves. And if you are looking for a new trimmer, a new guillotine trimmer, Spellbinders has an amazing trimmer now, but if you're looking for a new guillotine trimmer, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Let me see here. Can I? Yeah, I think I can get this to 5.5 by 4 1/4. I'm going to cut this to 5.5 by 4 1/4. So pretty. Okay. Ooh, that's so big though. I don't want to cut it down. Wish there was a die. I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to do the thing I hate the most, and you guys know what that is. Going to have to fussy cut it. Going to have to. But you know what? I think I can manage this one. What? Nancy fussy cut? I can do it, you guys. hear you cheering me on. Go, 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 go. I know there are you with me out there that are like cringing because I know some of you guys enjoy it. I know there are you guys that enjoy it, but I know there are you like me that are like, no fussy cutting. And then I know there are you guys yelling at me going, why are you not using your scan and cut? Because by the time I get up and go over there and scan and cut it, I'm already going to be done. This one's not that hard to do. Plus it's foil, and sometimes the scan and cut doesn't like the foil. Halfway there. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the video. I am going to hot foil, glimmer foil the sentiments real quick and die cut those because I want those as part of my card. And I'll be back. Okay, guys, for this one, I just took that 3D embossing folder, assembled it on a card base. Look how beautiful that glimmer plate looks. Beautiful, inked up with that stencil. I do recommend the stencil. There's my glimmer sentiment. I die cut it out with the coordinating die. I just took a little stencil brush and used some ink on the flowers there and glued that all together. Beautiful. I love how that came out. So that's using the 3D embossing folder of the month, the glimmer of the month with the coordinating sentiment and die and the stencil with that. So that came out beautifully. Now for the Betterpress of the month, I'm going to use my Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor pencils. I have set 1 and 2. I'm going to color this in. Then I think I'm going to use my wax seal, put that on there. It just says hi. I did go in and put the sentiment on the Betterpress on there. And I'm going to color all of that and put that on a card front. And I think that's going to look great together. So I'm going to pause the video again because, again, this video is getting way too long. But we'll have the Betterpress of the month and the wax seal of the month and make card number 2. So I'll be back. Okay, guys, I colored that in with my new Distress Watercolor pencils, set 1 and 2. I used the new mini glue bottle to glue in the wax seal. I glued it on the inside. So it's all colored and attached. That's using the new Betterpress of the Month plate. Look how beautiful that came out. Wonderful. So we have the Betterpress of the Month plate. We have the wax seal of the month on the inside. So we have that for May. We have the glimmer of the month on the outside. And we have the 3D embossing folder of the month. So there you guys go. That is for May. Everything is available May 6th. And don't forget, the new machine comes out May 6th, available for pre-order. You know I'm going to have my hands on that. You know, Tracy is definitely going to have her hands on that because it's purple. I hope you guys are super excited for that. Links will be down below. If you have any questions, go ahead and put those down below. I'll have everything for you guys. If you like the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.